and welcome back. Today, we're counting down 10 of the world's most bizarre laws, from salmon you can't carry without suspicion to donkeys barred from bathtubs after sundown. We'll uncover the Victorian roots, the local disasters, and the political statements behind each one. And you'll be stunned by number 10. If you love weird legislation, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. First on our list is a classic piece of UK law. Under the Salmon Act of 1986, it is an offence in England, Wales, and Scotland to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances. The law's roots go back to a time in 1868 aimed at stopping river poaching. Poachers in Victorian times netted salmon under the cover of darkness, selling them illegally in markets. When Parliament revisited this law in 1986, it preserved the phrase, suspicious circumstances. So what counts as suspicious? Legally, it hinges on mens rea, your state of mind. If you know or genuinely believe the fish were illegally caught, or if a reasonable person in your position ought to have known, you can be prosecuted. Imagine returning from your local fishmonger. If you paid cash without a receipt or bought an unusually large amount at 3 a.m. for a restaurant, investigators might question whether your salmon is legit. Convictions are exceedingly rare, but reported cases include a small-scale restaurateur fined for sourcing fish from unverified suppliers, and an angler detained for failing to produce his catch license. Heading across the Atlantic, we find another strange one in parts of Arizona and Oklahoma. It is illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub after 7 p.m. This stems from a true 1920s incident on a ranch near Kingman, Arizona. A farmer's pet donkey developed a taste for snoozing in an old wooden bathtub. After a monsoon, floodwaters swept the tub with the donkey into the nearby town. Rescue crews went to help, diverting fire engines and volunteers to save the animal, sparking public outrage over the wasted resources. In response, the local legislature passed a law in 1924 prohibiting donkeys from having their own bathtubs and explicitly banning them from occupying any bathtub past sunset. The statute reads, "No owner of any donkey within the jurisdiction shall knowingly permit the donkey to occupy a bathtub after the hour of 7 o'clock post-meridium." A similar law was enacted in the neighbouring Oklahoma countries to avoid copycat disasters. Enforcement today is virtually non-existent, but the law remains on the books. Now we fly over to Singapore, famous for some of the world's toughest gum rules. Since 1992, you cannot buy or bring in chewing gum, unless it's a special medical type you get with a prescription. So why the ban? In the late 1980s, people stuck gum everywhere. On pavements, mass rapid transit doors, even inside train mechanisms. In a city known for its spotless streets and shiny buildings, this was simply not allowed. Under the Control of Advertising and Sale of Drugs Amendment Act, shops caught selling gum could be fined a lot of money. If you break the ban yourself, you could even go to prison. Singapore's customs officers check passengers for gum at the airport, and street cleaning teams hunt down discarded bits day and night. The government ran cartoon ads showing naughty gum villains making a mess of the city. This ban shows how a simple idea, stop gum litter, can shape a whole country's identity. Next, we head to Milan. Back in the 1800s, when Austria ruled this part of Italy, the city passed a rule saying everyone must smile at all time, unless they were at a funeral or visiting someone who is ill. The goal was to make the city look cheerful and attract merchants and visitors. People never really liked faking a grin all day though. Imagine haggling over an expensive silk with a false smile. After a while, no one bothered to enforce the rule, but it was never officially removed from the books. Today, it sits in old legal volumes, still technically enforced but completely ignored. Tour guides love to tell visitors, smile, or you could get fined. Of course, no one really gets fined, but the story lives on. Which story moved you the most so far? Let us know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more deep dives into the world's strangest laws. Our next law is a touching one. In France, you can legally marry someone who has already passed away. This law began after a terrible dam accident in Malpasset in 1959. A young woman lost her fiancé in the disaster. Heartbroken, she asked President Charles de Gaulle for permission to marry him anyway. He agreed, and the law was changed to let people wed a deceased partner if the president signs it off. Today, Article 171 of the Civil Code lets someone apply for a posthumous marriage if they had planned to marry before their partner died. The person must send in proof of intent, medical records, and a heartfelt reason, usually to find closure. The ceremony happens in a town hall. There's an empty chair at the altar, and the couple gets a special scroll instead of a regular marriage certificate. These weddings are rare, only a few each decade, but each one makes headlines in France. They show how the law can help people honour their love and find the comfort in a sudden loss. Back in the UK, in the seaside town of Lyme Regis, people used to play a very strange game called Conga cuddling. In this local tradition, villagers would throw a dead Conga eel at each other as a kind of game during festivals. It was meant to be silly and fun, showing off who could dodge or catch the slippery fish. But by 2006, people started to complain. Animal rights groups said it was disrespectful, even if the fish was already dead. Others said it was just too messy and maybe even dangerous. So the town council passed a new law. It made it illegal to swing or throw a dead fish, especially if it might scare or hurt someone. The rule says, no one shall, within the town limits, swing or throw a dead eel in a way that could cause fear or trouble. Today, the game is gone, and the eel has been replaced by safer and cleaner celebrations. Now, the town focuses on fish festivals and sea life education instead. Now for one of the strangest laws ever. In 2012, it became illegal to die in a small town in Italy. That's right, you were not allowed to die there. Of course, people can't actually choose when they die, so why did the mayor make this law? Well, the town cemetery was full, and there was no money to build a new one. People were still dying, but there was nowhere to bury them. The mayor passed a funny law as a protest. It said that anyone planning to die should do it somewhere else. Of course, no one could really follow it, but the law got lots of media attention. 2 people over 100 years old joked that they had broken the law just by still being alive. Eventually, the law helped the town get back from the government to fix the cemetery problem. It's a great example of how a silly rule can actually help bring change, even if it sounds ridiculous at first. If you're still enjoying these strange laws, give the video a like and make sure to subscribe for more fun stories from around the world. And stay with us, we've got even weirder ones coming up. Next, we go back to the US, in Connecticut to be exact, where there's a very odd rule about pickles. In the 1940s, 2 sellers were caught selling rotten pickles. People got sick and the state decided to make a new rule. They came up with something simple: if a pickle doesn't bounce, it's no good. A pickle should bounce if you drop it from about knee height, and if it lands with a dull thud, it's not fresh and therefore not legal to sell. This rule became part of the state's food laws, and inspectors even tested pickles this way for years. These days, they use better tools, but the law is still technically active. People now joke about it, and you can even find t-shirts saying, "I bounce my pickles." Now, back to America again, in Las Vegas to be precise. In the bright lights of Fremont Street, full of performers, lights and tourists, you might be surprised to learn that hula hooping is banned. That's right, in this busy area, it's illegal to hula hoop, jog and skate. The city passed this law in the 1990s after someone got hurt when a street performer accidentally spun into a pedestrian. City leaders decided that things like hoops and skates were just too dangerous in the tight crowd, so the law says no dangerous or distracting activities on Fremont Street. You won't see many signs about this, but if you hula hoop there, a security guard might kindly ask you to stop. Some performers now use parks nearby where hula hooping is allowed and even promoted. And finally, the last, strangest rule of all. We go to North Korea, where something as simple as blue jeans can be seen as dangerous. In this country, wearing blue denim is frowned upon and even banned because leaders think that jeans are a symbol of Western culture and capitalist values. They see denim as a threat to the country's traditional and controlled image. Reports from people who left North Korea say that the guards sometimes take jeans away at the border. If someone wears them in public, they might be warned or even sent to re-education centres to learn what proper clothing means. Instead, people are encouraged to wear plain black or brown trousers with no fancy logos or rips. Wearing jeans, especially ripped or tight ones, can be seen as trying to copy foreign bad behaviour. So there you have it, 10 of the world's most strangest laws, from bouncing pickles and smiling citizens to outlawed denim and sleeping donkeys. So which law did you think was the weirdest? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more unusual facts from around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.